again so much. Guys, we do have some important intel to give you tonight, and I'm going to bring it out in just a minute. This intel is something that I think I have. I'm not going to say it's an exclusive, but it's something I haven't heard before anywhere. And I'm happy to be able to bring it to you because I think it'll be very meaningful to all of us. Now, first of all, we did get confirmation again on the Iraqi dinar, on the rate. It is a rate for us, okay, like I talked about Tuesday night. It's a very strong rate, and I think it'll match up nicely with the rate that they're supposed to be offering us on the dong as well. Now, we don't really normally get into specifics on that, so we're not going to do that tonight. But I will say this. We did get word from a Hong Kong contact that at 4:18 in the morning, Eastern Time, everything was open to go into redemptions and exchanges for some people. And this would have been not for us, because we haven't been notified yet, but the point is it got started early this morning, and it probably started over in the Far East and maybe in Europe. But what's important for us to know is that about 12 hours later, at 4:25 in the afternoon, Eastern Time, the first domino essentially was to fall. That meant that groups that had trusts and nonprofits, foundations, those type of groups were to be started today. So we have had what we believe to be the beginning, the first fruits, the start of our redemptions. Now, when will it be our turn? I personally think we've got some groups to go through. Not only the core, not only some admirals, 4As, all of these need to get started and notified. And when that happens, I know that there's a start time for us that is coming. It may not be this week. Let's just say it that way. Because my understanding is that when we do start, we will go through the end of the month. We're not going to finish by the 14th. We're not going to finish by the 15th. We can take all the way through the end of October. Okay? So, our start time may not be quite as soon as we thought it was. Tuesday, even on Tuesday. So this thing is progressing, but it is a slow rollout. We don't have to tell you that. You know it's a slow rollout. But the good news is it has started. And we are in the mix, and it's coming, but you're going to have to hold on to your patience a little bit longer before we get notified to go. All right? Now, this is the part that I wanted to tell you that I'm going to call almost exclusive. I don't know anybody else that knows this yet. Not even Sue doesn't know this. When we get notified, you know there's been chatter about the SafeLink secure website. The emails that are coming from the Wells Fargo servers are coming from a SafeLink website server. That's where they're emanating from. We have 4 servers, one for each major time zone in this country. As you know, we've got Eastern Time, we've got Central Time, Mountain Time, and Pacific Time. Now, my opinion is that Alaska and Hawaii will probably come out of the Pacific server. With 4 servers, that's my gut. They'll probably be notified through the Pacific server. Now, these probably will release at the same time, but obviously it would be different times in each time zone, right? That's one aspect of it. The other aspect, there's several parts to this. The next part is that the emails that come out, and remember the last count we had was 527,000. It could be plus or minus on that, probably plus. But those emails should go out at the same time. I don't think they're going to go out in batches. I don't think so. I think they'll go out from 4 different servers at the same time. We'll see. Now, with those emails will come, and get ready for it, drum roll please, 2 800 numbers. 1-800 number is for people who have Zim and other currencies, or just Zim. Maybe you just have Zim. Maybe you have Zim, Dinar, and Dong. Maybe you have Zim, Dinar, Dong, Rupiah, and Afghani. Whatever you have, and Rial for that matter. Whatever you have, if you have Zim, you'll have one number for that. If you do not have Zim, you'll get another 800 number to use. That will be coming in that email. And guess what else you're going to have? Well, let's finish up on that, the 800 number. So, what you're going to get is an 800 number that you will know if you're a Zim holder to call or not to call. If you have other currencies but not Zim, you'll call on the other number. If you're a Zim holder, more than likely you will connect directly to the redemption center that will be taking care of you. You're going to be offered, when you call in and put in a zip code, which I don't know if you'll do that verbally or whether you'll key that in. Could be you'll do one or the other. When they have the zip code, they're supposed to offer you 2 or 3 redemption center locations to go to. 2 or 3 to have a choice of, okay? 2 or 3 locations within 80 miles of your home or office, wherever you're making your call from, that you can choose one to go to. Okay? Now, you've made your choice. Now, let's say you're not a Zim holder, you've got some Dinar and Dong. When you call your 800 number, it could be fully automated. It could be fully automated. We'll see. Just don't know that yet. Now, here's another aspect to this. They do not want you to discuss any aspect of setting your appointment. The redemption center location, the bank, none of that is to be known. So guess what you're going to get? More than likely, you will get, with that email, a one-size-fits-all NDA, non-disclosure agreement. And it's going to be fairly simple, but it'll cover a lot of the basics regarding setting of the appointment, where it's located. All of those things are covered under it, so that you do not discuss that with anyone. That should be in that NDA that probably will come as an attachment with the email. You have to read it, you have to verify it, and send it back to that secure link website. That's what I got this afternoon, and I had to pull to get it, but it was very important. So expect an NDA with the email. Expect 2 800 numbers, one for Zim holders and one for non-Zim holders. And for God's sake, do not share any of your information with anyone, because once you set that appointment, guess what? You are tracked by NSA from the time you set your appointment to the time you go to your appointment and until you get home, wherever home is, office or home, after your appointment for a period of at least 1 hour. And there is something to the idea of being quiet and not sharing anything, okay, on these public blog sites or anything for at least 90 days. These NDAs, and this doesn't include the NDA that you're going to sign in the Redemption Center, that's going to cover additional things, isn't it? That's going to cover your currencies, your rate, it's going to cover your bank accounts, it's going to cover your structured payout, it's going to cover your interest rate that you receive, as well as, of course, the rates that you get for your currencies. All of that is going to be under another NDA, non-disclosure agreement, not to be discussed, for at least 90 days. We understand. Could be shorter for some people. It's possible. But it could be longer for other people. They may put you under a non-disclosure that might go 6 months. Basically, this is a private transaction that you are to keep absolutely private. And I remember telling you guys a couple of weeks ago about the idea of having an agreement that was an exclusion for primary contacts to your projects, primary contacts that could be listed in a very simply put together page that would exclude them from the NDA. But you better draw that up and have it printed up and take that with you for any primary contacts that are project players with you in your projects, if you have anyone like that. I have some. We all have a few. Okay, and so make sure that you have that, taking that with you. Okay, and that's going to be your NDA exclusion. You could title it something, and remember what I am not. I am not an attorney. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a CPA, and I don't play one on the BigCall. However, I'm going to suggest that you do some kind of a little agreement that would let them know that you have a list. It might be one person. It could be 2 or 3. It could be half a dozen people that you feel like you need to talk to about your projects and maybe disclose some of this information. But it better dang well be people that you're working with your projects, okay? All right, so you could title it Primary Contact Exclusion Agreement. Something to that effect. That sounds official, doesn't it? Primary Contact Exclusion Agreement. And you list the names of the people that you would like to exclude from your NDA, so that becomes an addendum to your non-disclosure agreement when you get in and read and sign that in the exchange appointment and redemption of Zim. Okay? So, that is information about the way this is going to work. I know a lot of people think it's going to work one way, and some people think it's going to work a different way. This is the way that I'm understanding from an attorney that we talked to that it is supposed to happen this way. So let's see if that's how it rolls out. And I think you should be prepared for that and be prepared to sign a preliminary NDA with the email that you get. If you don't get an email, you're going to be calling from the toll-free number that you either get from BigCallUniverse.com on our website, or you may get an email from us if you're registered on our site. We've got about 42,000 or more people that will get an email with the toll-free number. And if you get that number, it's because they don't have an email for you. Maybe you were gifted Zim. Maybe you were gifted currency, and you don't have they don't have an email that they picked up from the people that you bought it from because you didn't even buy it. There is a percentage of people out there that have been gifted currency, and they don't have emails for you. So if that's your case, that's when you need to pay attention to the number when it comes out. It should go out to a few frequented sites for a period of time. And then I told you I was going to have it put out on BigCallUniverse.com and put it in an email that will go out to the listeners of the Big Call who have registered. Don't re-register, no need. But if you have, you just register by using your email address. And go to BigCallUniverse.com, and you can do that. Now, the only way I'm going to communicate with you after this goes is by email. We're not going to do any more live calls. No more public calls. These would be calls that we would do based on a podcast that would probably be sent as a link in the email to you to click on. All right? And that's still in the future, but we will stay in touch with you because I do want many of you to have an alignment with us regarding Rebuild America and also the Veterans Retreat Network. And I let you know how to participate with us in those projects. Just like we talked about, 2.5, 3 years ago now? Been a while. So, what I'm going to say is, Sue has a list. She's going through it. She's scheduling people. And I think if you're at the situation where you can use some help on your presentation, you don't quite have it together, but you've got some things written down. Don't go in there with nothing written down. But let's say you've got some ideas, you've jotted them down, they're bullet points, you've got an outline, you've got something, some idea. Sue will take that and create a silk purse out of a sow's ear. She will create a magnificent, world-class presentation for you. But you've got to get it started. You've got to put it out. Now, what do you need? 1, a PayPal account. No ifs, ands, buts, or differences. A PayPal account, period. You need $165 in it. If you're an individual, and if you want to have more people, like she did on her group call last night, okay, it's $45 for each additional person after the first person. So, however many people you want to do, she's been trying to stay with 3 and 4 people on a group, but some of the groups got bigger than that. So, try to set that up. Then what else do you need? You need her email, which is integrated, This is the last time I hope I have to spell it. Integrated Minds, M-I-N-D-S, at hushmail.com. Bruce, how do you spell integrated? How do you spell integrated? I-N-T-E-G-R-A-T-E-D. Integrated Minds, M-I-N-D-S, at hushmail.com. Okay, now, send it out as soon as you can so that she can schedule you in some order based on people in the order that send it out. She can schedule you. Okay? Now, I know she's got people in the queue, but I'm sure Sue wants to try to take care of as many as she can in the time that we have to go. And whereas we thought we were going to be done by the 15th, now we're going to be getting started just a little ahead of the 15th and going through the end of the month. So, we've been pushed. We've been pushed a little bit. And I do know that we are moving forward, though, as slow as molasses, but we're moving forward, and we did get started today here in the U.S. at about 4:25 in the afternoon Eastern. All right? So, it will come around to us. It will be there. Let's see if you're going to be ready. Now, if you're caught with your pants down, don't blame me. You've got to take advantage of this and get ready for it and take it seriously, or, you won't really be prepared. You won't do your best. We want you to be your best at the Redemption Center for your appointment and after, when we do get together in some form or fashion for the projects that we want to do together. All right? So, get in touch with Sue. Do that. Stay in touch. We'll let you know. And we may or may not have a call next Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. They don't want us to know when, and we don't know exactly when, but we know it's close. Okay? All right, listen, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the intel tonight. I hope you enjoyed the big call. Everything that Sue brought was very, very important and excellent for you. The stuff that Bob brought, again, very important, that we have a total health system for you. And so take advantage of it. You guys take advantage of it before the prices go up. Okay? Thanks again for listening, everybody. Appreciate all of you that have tuned in so faithfully over the last 9 years of the Big Call, and even prior to that, when I was a quasi-moderator. Well, listen, thanks for tuning in, and thanks again, Sue and Bob, and you guys just stay in good health, and we will be in touch with you after this goes.